YouTube. We're live. Interesting title to the video. I'll wait for you guys to come on in and have a chat. Before we start getting into the meat and potatoes of this topic. Because this is a good one. You guys saw how excited I was about this. Levan Saganashvili coming to Australia. Quite possibly the most exciting news for me personally in the world of arm wrestling in 2021. For what has been a year of kind of pain in the ass, nothing going on. It's very nice news. Hey, Mike M. Thanks for joining us, brother. Good to see you here. And boy, hi. Thank you very much for joining us. Juicy topic. Daniel, I actually am not sure. We'll find out. Dave Easy Vectors Bowen says, yo, good to see you, man. Mike G up. Dylan Lambert, thumbs up. Daniel Eric, that's a big fucker, says Daniel Eric. Yeah, he is. I don't know what Levan's weighing right now. When I met Levan in Poland, that was back in 2019, when he beat Vitaly Laletin. I watched him beat Vitaly Laletin. Oh my goodness. Big dude. You know, interesting thing about Levan, I'll tell you my experience and story about meeting Levan. I met Levan in Munich, in the airport there in Germany, whilst on my way to Poland. We got to spend, Lachlan there, myself, Jordan Davis, we spent 2 hours hanging with Levan whilst waiting for our flights. We'd been there for 6 hours already. Levan turned up and we were posting on Instagram or something, and Levan messaged me and said, "Hey, you guys in Munich?" And we were like, "Yeah, we are. We're in Munich airport. We'll let's catch up." And so we caught up with Levan, and you know, when I met Levan in Munich, he looked like a big teddy bear. Like he's such a nice dude. He's such a gentle soul. He was not this big aggressive crazy Hulk. He was this big teddy bear, really nice, big, soft teddy bear, friendly giant, kind of standing humbly and just chatting and laughing and smiling and being nice. And then, you know, obviously I'm in the staging area watching the 2019 Top 8 final, and I'm right there where they walk out of the tunnel, right? And the Levan that walked out of the tunnel compared to the Levan that I met in the Munich airport, wow, that is a very different human. It's like he'd inflated, taking this massive breath in, the shoulders were out, the chest was just double the thickness somehow, and he just walked down this and commanded the attention of the room and did what he did, win 6-0. So I've witnessed the teddy bear Levan and the Hulk Levan, and very fascinating to see firsthand. But as you guys know, Levan has mentioned that he's coming to Australia, and I couldn't be happier for what has been a really difficult and frustrating year for me personally when it comes to travel and the ability to get matches and just an ability to pull anyone outside of Australia. This is like the most welcome news I could possibly have. Now, Levan clearly is stronger than Lachlan or myself or anyone in Australia. So there is obviously nothing that we can do to Levan in terms of legitimately pinning him. But the question is, I just want to know, can I make him go, ooh, that's impressive? Can I make him have to use 2 surges to pin me? Can I, if he lets me initiate and lets me strap where I want to and just holds on, can I move him a centimeter? Can I move him 3 centimeters? Can I move him 5 centimeters? Or will he just sit there and giggle like he did with Larry Wheels? I don't know. But the best part about it all is I'm going to find out. All of this theory, all of this imagination of what is going to potentially happen, it's actually going to find it. We're actually going to know. Literally going to know. Levan is going to be here. I'm told he's going to be, by Levan himself, not told secondhand, told firsthand, he's going to be here for approximately 11 weeks, and that he has a busy schedule. So I'm not going to be spending 11 weeks every day with the man making content. But he said 100% we will catch up regularly. 100% we will train. 100% we will arm wrestle. To all the people that say Igor's not going to let him arm wrestle, I say this: Igor's not worried about me knocking Levan off. He's not worried about Levan losing credibility by pulling me. Igor will not step in and prevent Levan from training with myself and Lachlan. He will do it. And for anyone, I saw people say that, I saw someone wrote, I think it was BJ Fakagas wrote, I bet you Levan doesn't grip up with anyone. Good luck being in my hometown for 11 weeks and being Levan Saganashvili and not arm wrestling. But anyway, like I said, all that conjecture aside, Levan and I have been chatting, and we're both looking forward to this. Levan never been to Australia before. He can't wait to obviously see Australia. I've given him my personal assurance that I will be his guide. I'll take him to the best places. Now, I think if he's here in Brisbane, for instance, you can't travel interstate particularly easily. COVID nonsense with our state laws, so it's going to be local tourism. And I'll take him to all the best spots, and there'll always be an arm wrestling table on the back of my truck. And we will arm wrestle a hell of a lot. And I will get 11 weeks worth of content. Training with him. He said he wants to train. He said he doesn't want to have 11 weeks of no training. So he's going to be busy doing what he's doing, which he will announce soon, I'm sure. But once he is here, we will train regularly. And it's the most exciting thing for me to think that I'm going to have an opportunity to potentially train once a week, at least, with Levan for 11 weeks. It's just really crazy. Ronan Unleashed mentions that you need a collective effort to wear him down, and then once he's destroyed physically, make sure you get footage working him over, pinning him, and you'll be the new practice table champ. Yes! I will always put the context out. I was actually chatting with the boys last night because we're all buzzing with excitement to know that Levan's going to be in our part of the world soon. And one of the things I'm really, truly looking forward to is getting Levan's opinion on not just my level and Lachlan's level and Jordan's level and Marcus's level, but the level of our entire club. Now, you guys famously know about the Brisbane Eight. Well, what better test for the Brisbane Eight? Can the Brisbane Eight take down the big man, Levan? I'll put money on it right now that the Brisbane Eight can. The collective effort of the Brisbane Eight will wear him down. I think if the Brisbane Eight, the best 8 arm wrestlers in Brisbane, are in the same room as Levan, it won't take us long. I think on the training table, I think it takes us somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes to pin him. I don't know who it'll be that pins him, but the collective weight of the best 8 arm wrestlers in Brisbane, 20 minutes max, I reckon. 20 minutes max. Hold me accountable on that one. Put it in the Delusional Ryan Bowen series. Whatever. I reckon 20 minutes the Brisbane Eight will take down Levan. I don't think his endurance is that good. And clearly he's going to boss everyone at first. But there's going to be that moment. And he's going to get fatigued. And if we're all attacking his pronator, one after the other, it's going to happen. Yeah. I was talking about last night. I was like, with Ethan, young Ethan Tunstall. You guys know him. And I was like, we're talking about Over the Top 2, which is the tournament with the $10,000 prize money, which was really Lachlan's or mine at the end of the day until Levan has turned up. And when I chatted with Levan, I mentioned the tournament. He's like, oh, awesome. And I said that the Australian organisers of the event had been hoping to get international superstars there, the likes of Devon and the best. And so the fact that he's welcome to pull, and he's like, awesome. If I'm free, I will definitely pull. So, good chance Levan is saying he's going to pull the Over the Top 2 tournament and take the $10,000 off Lachlan and myself. But I think that's worth it. I'll happily take the second place prize money for the chance to just get a genuine ready go with him. Now, I was asked by Ethan Tunstall, what on earth would you do in a genuine ready go against Levan? And I'm like, well, like it's kind of weird, you know. Like Levan's a top roller. Levan, if I think about to what Levan did against Kritigalion Garbayev, and now Kritigalion Garbayev is much more within my range of power. And Kritigalion Garbayev made Levan have to use a couple of surges. So I was like, well, Kritigali top rolled really hard, and Levan just kind of went to go straight sideways, and he kind of went, oh, hang on, I'll lose my wrist if I just go sideways, and then he went back to top rolling and beat Kritigalion comfortably. So I was like, do I dare try to top roll and crack his wrist? But I'm like, look at the size of that hand. How how could you? I can't even imagine of that. So I was like, no, I don't think I would try to top roll because I would just get disengaged and I wouldn't get to demonstrate my full power. I want if there's anything I'm going to do against in a ready go against Levan, I want Levan to go, oh wow, okay, you had a big surge there. I don't want him to feel him trying to crack his wrist and never feel power. So I was like, no, I'm going sideways. I'm just going sideways as hard as I can. I would grip deep. I would wrist up. I would strap with my wrist like this. I wouldn't be dropping for a top roll. Strap like that. And I would just throw everything, the kitchen sink, everything, as hard as I can, Todd Hutchins style, sideways. And like I said, if I can make Levan's arm go like this, with I would be happy. Like I said, I would say to Levan as well prior to that match, I'd be like, dude, can we go straps? Come on, straps. I can't imagine him refusing the straps. Clearly, he's going to be comfortable anywhere with me. But I'd be like, dude, you got the buckle, I got the strap. Probably just leave him. Just let me put the strap on. Don't worry about the referee. I'll put the strap on. So I'll get my perfect secure wrist. And I'll be like, Levan, I hit you catch. I hit you catch. That'd be fun. If that circumstance comes about, then Levan will feel everything I've got. He will feel everything I've got. I'll get to throw my shoulder as hard as I can. And if he just was like, okay, you go. And I threw my shoulder as hard as I can. If I turned his palm just to there, I would be happy. If I moved his arm to there, I would be happy. And then if he went to pin me, if there was just one momentary stop somewhere when I'm like open up down here, oh man, I'd be happy. So that's kind of how I would take on Levan. And that's how I will take on Levan. I love that it's a how I will, not how I would. I will. People say don't break your arm, Ryan. Yeah, I will put the red line on. Look, if I'm gonna break my arm, I'm gonna break it against Levan. I have a good sense of where my connective tissue limits are. I push my arm to the maximum degree really regularly. I would be very surprised if I ever broke my right arm. My left arm, that's a different story. My left arm doesn't have the same sense of my capabilities, but my right arm's very in tune, so I don't think I'd break my arm. Levan can pull through my best, hardest effort, and I'm going to be good. But like I said, if I break it, I break it. Hey, I'm not interested in wrapping myself up in cotton wool. If I break it, I break it. If I'm going to break it against anyone, it's cool to have it against Levan. Super chat in from Tacit Reticence. He says, with a $6.99 Canadian super chat, if arm wrestling doesn't work out, you'd make a great broadcaster. Sincerely. Thank you, Tacit Reticence. That's actually... yeah, I really appreciate that. I really do enjoy the commentary side of the sport as well. I enjoy the video journalism side of the sport. I enjoy interviewing people. I enjoy arm wrestling at the end of the day. And yeah, I've got the face for radio, as my dad used to say to me when I was a kid. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Will it be a super match or just practice? Craig D. There won't be any formal super matches. No way. That is something that I do believe Eagle would prevent. There's not going to be any formal super matches with Levan. Having said that, Levan is interested in pulling over the top two, which is a double elimination tournament. So there's the potential to get two official ready goes against Levan. If you meet him in the A-Draw final and then you lose, and then you make your way back to the A-Draw final and then you get another crack. But it's going to be a race. It's going to be a race between Lachlan and I to get to the final against Levan. There's another bunch of arm wrestlers that are going to be in the tournament that are all very solid. The Ben Carrolls, Mataru Orangi, Heta Morris, if New Zealand is permitted to be here. Mario Tambakas, Ryan Scott, Jordan Davis, Fatali Mateo. There's Marcus Atira. There's other big dudes we've got to get through, but I'll get through all those dudes. With Levan being the goal, trust me, I will be so freaking pumped to get to that final. I'll do everything I can to put Lachlan in third place and be on that podium standing next to Levan. Just to be able to say I came second to Levan in a tournament sounds ridiculous, but cool. Got another super chat in from Anthony Benincasa. He says, I respect your dedication to yourself and arm wrestling. If you can make a living off this, Good for you, bro. The delusions can become a reality. Yeah, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate the support. There's actually been a really good turn in the last sort of 12 months. I'm feeling that the scales actually start to sway. I've got more people supporting and believing than I've had in quite some time. So I appreciate that, Anthony Benincasa. I appreciate your super chat, man. That helps a lot. And yeah, it has become more and more of a career, and my level as an arm wrestler is getting higher and higher. And as my level gets higher, the business gets better. So I appreciate all the support all the way, man. Thank you. Craig D says, who has a better chance against Levan, you or Lachlan? Well, Lachlan and I are two very different arm wrestlers in terms of the style. How Lachlan would attempt to face Levan is very different to what I would do. I think Lachlan is shorter than Levan slightly. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I think actually Levan, myself, and Lachlan are all very similar heights. Levan, obviously, the biggest and the thickest of the lot, then Lachlan, then me. I think I'm weighing 101. Lachlan's weighing 107. Levan's 150 or 160 or 170, whatever he is. I don't know. He's probably 170 right now, given that he's getting ready for Dave Chafee. But Lachlan against Levan, I don't think Lachlan can throw his shoulder like I can from center. He can't just rip sideways. He's not a supinated, go crazy on the joints guy. Lachlan is a fundamental arm wrestler in that he arm wrestles with his musculature as opposed to his connective tissue. When I mean that, I mean his wrist flexion, his back pressure. He's not elbow based side pressure like I can choose to be. His pronation, his fingers. So he will look to arm wrestle Levan fundamentally, which really is going to be an uphill battle because Levan is going to just have more fundamentals than Lachlan in all respects. So Lachlan is someone who will probably be best off just try and protect his wrist flexion. Get some wrist flexion as Levan goes sideways. Just try to put a break on him somewhere momentarily. But I think Levan will roll. The thickness of Levan's wrist and hand and the back pressure he's got is going to be too much for Lachlan's hand, and it's going to roll him. So I actually think that I can move Levan further that way than Lachlan can, because I can throw my shoulder sideways a lot harder, off center. Jason Lewis comes in with a $5 super chat. He says, no offense intended, but you'll need way more supplements before you're ready for those European super heavy weights. Yeah, if we're talking Levan, yes, clearly there is no bigger, stronger arm wrestler on the planet. And there's, trust me, I'm under no delusions that Levan is the superior arm wrestler. This is all about the experience of gripping up with Levan and the experience of just getting to feel the top of the mountain. As an arm wrestler, when you feel someone who you cannot beat, it's data collection that is really, really, really valuable. And it's like when I pulled Devon, when I pulled John, when I pulled Travis, when I pulled Todd Hutchins, it's all really valuable things to feel through your arm. And to know that you've touched the top of the mountain really gives you some intel. It gives you some amazing intel. It gives you a taste of where you're trying to go. So I'm under no delusions that I cannot beat Levan Sagnashvili. Rest assured, we're not there yet in the Delusional Ryan Bowen series. We're not at the point of me saying I think I can beat him. That might come someday, but we're not there yet. Okay. But what I can get from this is a taste and a touch of that top of the mountain. Now, getting that touch of the top of the mountain sends me messages of where I need to go. It shows me, you can always feel doors. You can feel how tightly locked doors are and how loosely shut they are as well, in the same respect. Now, a tightly shut door, you're like, oh man, I can't even, there's no point even knocking on that door because it's just so shut and it's so rigid and it's so tight that you're not getting through under any circumstances. However, the slightly loose door, you're like, oh, if I bang on that door, I feel its hinges rattle. I feel some integrity lacking somewhere. And even that doesn't mean you can beat that person or get through that door. It just means the door is a little bit rattly. And if you keep on shaking on that damn door, as you get stronger, the door starts to open. So when I grip someone like Levan, I will be so happy in myself if I can just feel the slightest rattle in the hinge on anywhere. That's all I'm looking for. That's all I'm looking for is just one little position, one little spot somewhere where I'm like, oh man, I can just feel that that's where I would need to go if I had the 30 or 40% more strength or whatever it is. That's where I'd go. If you can just get information on where you'd go, then that's awesome. Yeah, but to say that I'm excited about this is an understatement. It will be spectacular. I cannot wait. Levan in my hometown for 11 weeks is truly one of the best things that could possibly have happened in arm wrestling for me this year. Like I said, I was devastated that I had to say no to Igor Mazarenko's offer to pull Irakli Zirakashvili on the undercard to Levan and Dave. It's just absurd that I had to say no to that. I just can't have dreamt up a circumstance where I would have said no to that, except for this one where the government won't let me travel because of all this nonsense control bullshit that they do. I don't believe it for a second. But anyway, they have control of the borders. They have control of the travel, so I can't go. But Levan is coming here, so very exciting. Very damn exciting. There we go. I'm going to read some of your comments. People saying we need to get Danny Tesh out of retirement. You know, if anything's going to bring Danny Tesh out of the woodworks, this is surely it. I've tried so hard. We've all tried so hard to get Danny Tesh to pop back in to this sport, and he hasn't. And the one person that has contact with Danny Tesh is Phil Rasmussen, who's the president of the Australian Arm Wrestling Federation. He says of Danny Tesh, no, Danny couldn't be further away from arm wrestling. He's not interested under any circumstances to get back in. But I don't know. Maybe this is what lures Danny out. The almighty Danny Tesh, the unbeatable Danny Tesh. Danny Tesh in a hook with Levan. Oh man, I don't know. I've given up on the Danny Tesh thing, but maybe this will do it. I don't know. Ryan, why haven't you gone live with John Brzenk anymore? We didn't go live with John Brzenk because a couple of weeks we've just had stuff on. I was moving house. John was traveling to Chance, and just stuff has been on. So that will return at some point. Don't stress. Devin Spinning Wheels says, "What's your goal weight?" I don't have a goal weight. I just have a goal result, and my goal result is to be the strongest arm wrestler I can be. So wherever that takes me, I will go. Craig D says, "Do you plan on getting the vaccine?" That's a big no from me. No vaccine for me. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Adam Hasty, I think Levan is massively powerful for about 3 seconds. I don't think anyone could do anything but catch him, but then he's more human. Like I said, I think the Brisbane Eight's going to wear Levan down. 20 minutes. My camera will roll for 20 minutes straight. There will be no interruptions. And my bet to the world is that the Brisbane Eight, the best 8 arm wrestlers in Brisbane, will wear Levan Stagnishvili down, and someone will pin him inside 20 minutes. That's my bet to you guys. Hold me accountable to that. Brisbane Eight v Levan. It's coming. It's one of the videos. It's probably the first video that I release with Levan. Is the Brisbane 8 v Levan. Right there, 20 minutes. Will it be done? You'll know if the video is less than 20 minutes, you'll know that I won the bet. Just know that. Maybe we can get it on Steak Kings. Devon Larratt, will you have a Levan v the Brisbane 8 20-minute over or under bet? Because that, to me, is a good bet. I like that. I think. Let me know in the comments. Who would you guys bet on right now? Let me know. Give me a 1 if you'd bet on Levan. Give me a 2 if you'd bet on the Brisbane 8. Would the Brisbane 8 defeat Levan in 20 minutes? 1 or 2? Oh, we got some 50-50. Oh, yeah, I like it. Look at that. That's a bet right there. We're getting a good mix. We got 50-50 so far on the 1s and 2s. Oh, 1s are getting ahead. Oh, a lot of 1s coming in, Levan. The support for Levan. Anyway, I'm talking to Devin about that. When Levan gets here, I think that's the bet right there. Levan v the Brisbane Eight. Just casual pulls, not ready goes. Just get up there, go. Get up there, go. Get up there, go. Brisbane 8 v Levan, 20 minutes over under. Will we pin Levan Saganishvili? I think yes. We will. Who are the Brisbane 8? Who would I put in there? I'd go Lachlan. I would go myself. I would go Fatali Mateo. I would go Jordan Davis. I would go Marcus Atirai. I would go Grant Tolentino. I would go Torben Pelican. And if he was healthy, I would go. Oh, and let's put Sam Burnett in there as well. Sam Burnett. There we go. That 8 people. V Levan. 20 minutes. Yeah. If we could get Matai Warangi hit to Morris across too, that would definitely help. That's the Brisbane 8 in terms of, all right, the story about the Brisbane 8. What I just gave you then were the best 8 arm wrestlers in Brisbane. Okay, it's not the Brisbane 8. The Brisbane 8 the story behind the Brisbane 8, if you're wondering what the hell the Brisbane 8 is, here's the story about the Brisbane 8. Okay, wind the clock back about 8 months. Arm wrestling world's gone crazy about Khaled. Okay, Larry Wheels pops into the sport of arm wrestling. Everyone that's a fan that's not an arm wrestler is losing their mind over Khaled, saying that he's going to be the best in the world. He's going to be this, that, and the other. He's got more potential than anyone we've ever seen. Okay. And my response was, I know 8 people in Brisbane that have equal, if not more, genetic potential. I didn't say they were arm wrestlers. I'm talking about how many Polynesian people live in my area that dwarf Khaled. Okay? That dwarf him. People like Marcus Atirai dwarf Khaled. They do. And there's bucket loads of them around here. Polynesian people, New Zealanders, Samoans, Tongans, Cook Islanders, they're genetically the biggest humans on the planet. They just are. Okay? And there is just no shortage of people like that around. People who roll out of bed, never having trained a day in their life, 150 kilos plus. The Marcus Atirai types. Marcus Atirai is a good example. When you see Marcus standing next to Levan, you'll go, oh, okay. I see. Yeah, big dude. If you saw Marcus standing next to Khaled, it would make sense. So that is the Brisbane 8. Okay, it's not the best Brisbane 8 arm wrestlers that was the famous Brisbane 8. The famous Brisbane 8 is the potential, the genetic potential of the Polynesian people who walk around in this area. They're everywhere. They're huge. Trust me. And they have more genetic potential than Khaled. What else we got going on? Lots of people in here now. People saying playing rugby in New Zealand as a schoolboy and then going to England was such a joke. Yes, exactly. If you grew up in New Zealand playing rugby, you know what it's like to be against Polynesian people. I played rugby league as a kid, and I'm like, you'd come up against the Islanders and you'd be shitting yourself. You'd be like, hang on, he's 12, I'm 12. Why is he sure he's not 33? That's what it's like. They're double your size. So you could go back to England, yeah, it would have been a walk in the park compared to growing up playing rugby in New Zealand. Red Silver asked me, why aren't I getting the vaccine? I don't trust the system. I don't trust the people that are making it. I think there's an agenda. I don't believe for a moment that it's for our health. If that's my reason, I think it's a load of rubbish. I think that there's a big ulterior motive. Follow the money, follow the power, follow the control. You'll find out the evil behind it. So, not interested in the vaccine for me. Yeah, that's my answer. How do you think Lachlan would fare against John Brzenk right now? I actually really like that match. Lachlan and John's a really good match. From what I saw of John v. Chance, John's still in good shape. Let's be clear, Lachlan is far stronger than Chance. Fundamentally, massively stronger. Lachlan's hand, huge. Chance's fingers suck. Chance's fingers can't stop anything. Chance is all back pressure pronation. Chance never holds on to anyone. Okay? Chance doesn't. Lachlan can hold on and hold on hard. Lachlan's fingers are triple, maybe quadruple the threat of Chance's fingers. Now, back pressure, Lachlan's threat is again bigger than Chance. Lachlan has much more intimidating back pressure than Chance Shaw. Lachlan has a much more intimidating wrist than Chance Shaw. Lachlan has more intimidation everywhere compared to Chance Shaw. Chance Shaw was not scary under any circumstances when I pulled him. John looked good. The match against Chance went exactly as I thought. Took his wrist, controlled it, fine. Disengaged Chance's side pressure. Now John v. Lachlan is a really interesting match because I think if Lachlan's wrist is bent, Lachlan will win. John, however, is great at exploding from center and keeping someone's wrist flat. If John kept Lachlan's wrist flat, John will pin Lachlan. Good match. I just think genuine good match. John and Lachlan, great match. Absolutely great match. What else we got? Any good Aboriginal arm wrestlers? No, not as yet. I reckon Aboriginals are talented genetically here as well. They're not big like the Polynesians, but they're wiry, they're agile and fast and explosive. So it wouldn't surprise me if we got some talented Aboriginal arm wrestlers in time. Lachlan v. Corey West, good match. Yep. People saying that Lachlan wouldn't be able to do shit against Larratt, I disagree. I disagree highly. The big Larratt that's out there would out-rotate Lachlan. But there's no way Larratt could just pin Lachlan. He would have to bleed Lachlan. And Lachlan would stretch open Devon a few times. Devon would have to suck him in and out-rotate him and twist him up and take center eventually. Devon would not be able to just put the sword to Lachlan. But I would back Devon over Lachlan for sure. Hey Ryan, thanks for the video. Thanks for the video on if I had to start it over again. I'm just 3 practices in and I appreciate it. Hey, perfect timing, Andrew Jones. You're welcome, man. All right. Guys, my battery's low on my phone. It's down. It's in single digits, so I got to get going. Next video to drop is Has Devon Larratt Lost Faith in Dave Chafee video. You'll enjoy it. I think he has. I think Devon has lost faith. So I see the question there from Lee Bosley saying, Ryan, do you think Levan will 6-0 Chafee? I will save that answer for my next video that's going to be uploading. It's probably about 25 minutes away. So Lee Bosley, check that video in 25 minutes. You'll get my answer on that one with Levan and Dave Chafee. Because it does appear that Devon Larratt has lost a bit of faith in Dave Chafee. Yeah. Some good questions coming in. I keep on going to leave and I keep seeing good questions. People asking, Silverado guy says, do you want to pull Mosier again? Yes, I do. I'd love to pull Daniel Mosier. I love Dan Mosier. I think he's a great dude. Super unique set of weapons. But we have a score to settle. We do. There's controversy. He beat me in 2018 6-0. I beat him 2-0 in Arizona with context of me pulling Dallas Langston and him pulling the tournament. Okay, both sore, both beat up, but I beat him. And a lot of people have split opinions on that one. So yes, 100%. A 6-round super match with Dan Mosier at some point in the future would be tremendous. Love the dude. Really nice guy too. Me versus Matt Mask. Matt Mask, he's one of those guys that's like an actual strong Jordan Davis. He's kind of, I have a style. I know how I would take him on. Am I strong enough? I don't know, but I'd love to find out. I'll leave it at that. Would you be as excited if Vitali came to Australia? From Craig D. I would be 98% as excited. Okay. Levan's the top of the mountain. So I'm top of the mountain excited. Vitali is almost top of the mountain. So if he came, I'd be almost top of the mountain excited. But yeah. All right, last chance for questions. Having a quick look. Oh, we got a super chat in from Zenzu. Says, cheers for answering the John and Lachlan question. You're welcome, man. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the good question. Ryan, honestly, how much room of improvement do you have? Man, it's a long journey, arm wrestling. 20 years, I think I'll be at my peak. Maybe. I'm almost 9 years in now. So at the 20-year mark, I expect to be way stronger than I am now. Way stronger. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you for joining in on the live. I really enjoyed it. Had a good chat. Tell Devon about this this staking. The Brisbane 8 v Levan 20-minute challenge. I think it's a good stake. All right, guys, take care, and I'll speak again soon.